So we are going to talk about in the second session, that is nothing but the two-dimensional and the three-dimensional EMIs, correct na? For the EMI also calculation of interest is very important. Why geometry? Geometry will be considered for the shapes. So what and all you are going to have it as computer applications like PowerPoint, as I told you, Word, Excel are impossible to run without maths. My name is Vibha, Mathematics Faculty, Temple of Excellence, Vidhyaashram, Mysore. In this session, we are going to have we are going to study in the whole session of the mathematics, especially where we are going to use the mathematics and also what we are going to study in 11th standard of basic mathematics. First, we'll be moving on to the number system, which is very important. Number system, I'm going to talk you about the definition of a number system, then the types of numbers, then important properties of numbers. This is very important for you, dear students, types of numbers, how we are going to denote the types of numbers and what are the properties you are going to study under the types of numbers. Okay, next we'll be studying the shapes, which are very important in day-to-day life. You are going to see so many shapes like circle, correct na, triangle, in 3D also and as well as in 2D also. So we are going to talk about in the second session, that is nothing but the two-dimensional and the three-dimensional and also the types and properties of the shapes and the what are all open and the closed figures in that two-dimensional and then three-dimensional. So the next session we are going to talk about the function, which is very, very important. The function, we are going to talk about what do you mean by the function, and then we are going to talk about the types of functions. So next session we are going to have it as calculus part, which is very, very important in the what is that in trending, that is nothing but calculus will be having the what do you mean by the calculus, before that introduction of the calculus, then the meaning of the calculus, then what are all the applications you are going to study under the calculus. Now here we are moving on to, now all this you are going to know where this the function, what will be a calculus and what you mean by the number system and all. But where we are going to use this mathematics, I have taken the simple examples where these basic mathematics are all useful. So we are moving on to that applications of mathematics. Now when you sit together, your mind will be questioning for something like, ma'am, how much should I spend today, or how much in a day should I spend, or when will be buying a new car, like that you are going to have the question mark. All that will be including what? The mathematics. That is nothing but you are going to use the routine budget. In routine budget also you are going to use the, and how I am going to pay my EMIs, correct na? For the EMI also calculation of interest is very important. In that also you are going to use the basic mathematics calculations. Next we'll be moving on to what? The applications of that one. Applications of what? Applications will be the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, equal, not equal, greater than or equal to, and calculation of the percentage you are going to have it as for calculating the simple interest and the compound interest, and arithmetic calculations also will be included. Next we'll be moving on to the preparing of the budgets, where we are going to use it in the construction purpose. Construction purpose also we are going to use the basic mathematics, that means taking measurements, isn't it? Without taking the measurements you cannot construct any building. So next we are going to have estimation of the cost and profit of that building. That means when you are going to construct a house or when you are constructing any building, or you are going to first calculate what the estimation, correct? The estimation of the cost and the profit you are going to calculate. Then the arithmetic calculation will be, in that you are going to have the geometry. What is that geometry? You are going to have it as what I need to build. The room must be this shape. The what is that? The hall must be this shape. Correct? Now you are going to have that geometry under that construction. And then you are going to have calculus and statistics. As I told you in the last session, we are going to cover about the applications of the calculus and that. So trigonometry, where this trigonometry, measuring of an angle. If you take a wall or if you take a mountain, you can measure an angle from that mountain. If you take a building, you can measure an angle from the building. So such like you are going to use this trigonometry for the construction purpose. Next we'll be moving on to the interior design. Ma'am, what is this? In interior design also we are going to use mathematics. Yes, obviously. See, dear students, when you are going to have the geometry interior design, what kind of the wall you want, what kind of painting you want, and what are the cost you are going to invest for that painting, those are useful for what is that? The construction purpose or interior design you are going to have. And also in the interior designing, we are going to talk about what is that? Ratios and the percentage. What percentage of the paint I have to give it to this wall, or what is the combination I have to make it to this wall, like that. And the mathematical operations also you are going to use, and especially the calculus part also you are going to use, it is there. Next we'll be moving on to the fashion designing. Ma'am, in fashion designing also, yes, obviously, this time only you have to enter, or the cloths measurement you are going to take it as, isn't it? That is what the fashion design. Without the measurement, you cannot or stitch any cloths. In there also, we are going to use this, what is that? Basic mathematical operations. Why geometry? Geometry will be considered for these shapes. So what and all you are going to have it as. What kind of dress you want, correct na? What is the measurement you need to take for that one? That and all we are going to use it for the designing purpose. Next we'll be talking about, which is very, very important to daily life, cooking and baking. What is, ma'am? Here also we are going to use mathematics, obviously, because when you want to prepare something, you need to take some proportions. So you cannot put like, for example, if I'm going to talk about the salt, you have to put according to the taste itself, correct na? Then only you are going to get the food will be very tasteful. Otherwise you cannot. That promotion, what is that? Proportions also you have to know how much we have to put it for this item, or how much I have to get it for this food item, like that. So there also you are going to use it for cooking and baking. If your kitchen also the maths performed for cooking and baking, anything series steps are followed, correct na? And then telling how much of the quantity to be used for cooking, the quantity to be used, and then different ingredients, methods of cooking and cookware to be used, correct na? Methods of cooking also should be there, and cookware. In all that you are going to use the mathematical operations, many more, such as the different mathematical concept, including children in the kitchen while cooking anything. You fun way explain the mathematics as well as basic knowledge, isn't it? Next we'll be moving on to the shopping and grocery. Ma'am, where this shopping and grocery? Yes, obviously, dear students, shopping and grocery also, because what you want to take, correct na? That also mathematics only. And which item is having a discount, there also mathematics. Which will be having a more amount, that also mathematics only. So in this case you are going to use the mathematical operations, say ratios and percentage, to calculate which to take, and buy one get one free. All that you are going to see it in mathematical operations only. So next we'll be moving on to sports. Ma'am, we are going to use it in sports. Yes, obviously, because without a track you cannot play a volleyball. Without a track you cannot play a football. Without a track you cannot play a badminton. So you have some track means you are going to use it there, geometry, correct na? There also we are going to use the maths. So maths improve the cognitive and decision making skills of a person. Such skills are very important for sports person, because this can take for him the right decision so that he can become a leader, correct na? So perfect calculation he has to do, and then he won't be able to, otherwise if he is not able to take calculations, he won't be able to make correct estimation. So maths also forms an important part in the sports field for calculation purpose also. For the scores also you have to take a maths only, okay? So for football or volleyball, how much score it will be, or for whatever you are going to have it as Olympics games also you are going to play with maths itself. So next we'll be moving on to the driving. Ma'am, driving. Yes, speed of the car. How much speed it will be, isn't it? In the speed, now managing the time is one of the most difficult tasks which faced by a lot of individuals, several assignments, a limited time, only the management time you are going to have it as. That means you are going to use it as how much speed I need to go, what I need to take that, what I need to take U-turn, everything you are going to study under that driving. Next we'll be moving on to what? The management of time. The management of time is most difficult task which faced by a lot of people, and each individual wants to complete how many tasks here? Time task will be there to do what you are going to do and what you are going to give the priority. That means which you are going to give the priority and which is the project you are going to take it as, and what is the plan you are going to do, what are all the achievements you are going to. For all this you are going to have it as the management of time. Next we'll be moving on to the automobiles. Automobiles means in the manufacturing, car manufacturing also. Suppose some company will be manufacturing from micro cars to SUVs, correct na? So SUVs means it will be a maximum number of cars, means big cars it will be. According to the customer expectations, they are going to do the calculations and then they are going to come for the designing. There also we are going to use it. Every company has its category. Cars ranging from micro cars to luxurious. Such companies use the mathematical operations are being applied to gain the knowledge about the different demands of the customers. Correct na? You are going to expect something, they are going to make a calculation, then they are going to do a designing of cars. There automobiles also we are going to use the maths. Next we'll be moving on to computer application. Without mathematics you cannot do any Excel or any Word, any document. You need mathematics for computer application. Obviously, see, in computer application how the digits are entered, zeros and ones. What is that zeros and ones? It is a maths, correct na? Whatever language you are going to take it, it will be taking in zeros and ones as you learnt in a computer science. So therefore, how computer works and how easily completes every task, the simple reason for this is the application of maths. The field of mathematics and computing is intersect both the computer science. The field of mathematics and the computer intersect both, it will be a computer science. The study of computer application next to impossible without mathematics, correct na? So the concept like computation, algorithms, many more based on different computer applications like PowerPoint, as I told you, Word, Excel are impossible to run without maths. So in this field also we are going to use mathematics. Next we'll be moving on to the planning trip. Ma'am, what is this planning trip also? Yes dears, in planning trip also you have to calculate what budget it will be, how many days you need to go for a trip, isn't it? So there we are all bored in where? Monotonous life, so we want to travel here and there. Traveling also take calculation how many kilometers, isn't it? So next will be, and we wish to go for a long vacations. That means for this we plan the things accordingly. We need to prepare the budget of the trip, the number of days, the destination, hotels, adjusting other work. Adjusting other work means the family, everything you need to adjust, and the many more operations. Correct now? That means here comes the role of mathematics. Basic mathematical concept and the operations are required to follow to the plan of successful trip. So in these fields and all we are going to use simple basic calculations. These are all the, still so many are there. Here I have chosen which are all very important in day-to-day life. What are all interesting we are going to have mathematics. Hope this session was good. Thank you dear students. So in the next session we'll be moving on to what? The number system. Thank you.